Hey viewers, thanks for joining. My name's Steve. I live in Perth, WA, Western Australia, and I'm in the process of restoring an MGB Roadster, but I'm also putting a Nissan SR20 turbo into it. There we go, we've got a view of the engine for you guys. Now I've done a lot of blog posts in the past. I did all the bodywork about 4 or 5 years ago, then I sort of dropped off for a while. But recently got back into the putting the motor in, getting the motor running. It's give me some enthusiasm then to get the rest of the car finished. Still got no rear suspension. I've actually put a R31 diff in the back with a 4-link. Hasn't got coilovers yet. Still waiting to sort out the coilover situation. Done a lot of stuff to it, a lot of body work, modifications to it, removing certain things like top grille, remove the indicators, get the indicators in the new headlights, little things like door locks there missing. Oh, I got a petrol cap, put a petrol cap in, pull lever around the back, so I removed all the back end stuff, all the reverse lights, petrol cap from the back, the reflectors, number plate will have to be positioned underneath the bumper once that gets sorted. Just slowly started putting the interior back in a few weeks ago as well. Steering wheel, got fuel, everything in. Currently working on the on a wideband. I'm going to do a full post on how to wire this thing up as well. I'm just testing it at the moment. We've got a bit of a fault. It was second hand. The guy sold it to me with a dodgy O2 sensor. Hence why there's no O2 sensor in the back of my bum. Talk about the motor. Okay, so the motor's pretty much stock. We got 550cc injectors on it. T28, not the full bearing one. S14, I think it is. Yeah, we've got a front mount intercooler. It's taken a lot of work to get this this engine in. It doesn't fit very well. It doesn't just bolt straight in, that's for sure. But to make up some brackets for the alternators down there. Top mount turbo manifold. That's running pretty close to the back here. Not a lot of clearance there. Down to there. Still got to clean up those welds. All the stainless steel pipe and that. It's running standard wiring loom, which I've pulled that all apart. If you want any more info on that, let me know. I've got heaps of photos and videos I took of when I actually did the wiring loom. So it's a standard loom. I stripped it right back and pretty much wired it back into where the ECU goes, which is under there. It has got a NIS tune on it, so I will be getting it tuned. NIS tune. Still got the standard MAF on the front of it. Probably upgrade that eventually as well. But man, this car doesn't need a lot of power. It's a light car. Got no roof, so it's going to be pretty scary, pretty fun. As I said, I got a blog. It's MGB SR20det WordPress blog. If you have a Google search, you should be able to find it pretty quickly and easy. I did detail a lot of information about all the bodywork I'd done on it, doing the floor pans. I put new floor pans in it a long time ago. Sorry about the mess in here. I probably should have cleaned it up before I started recording this. All the body work I'd done, modifying the dash, because I got rid of a lot of the stuff because I'm not going to have a heater and that in here. This will be fully finished as well with a door on it and stuff like that. Just keeping it accessible for while I'm doing all the wiring. What else is there? What else is new under here? So I am going to be working on a cantilever coilover setup in the back here, which is going to sit on this beam here. So the shockies are actually going to come out and then sit sideways. The shocks are going to sit sideways on the back here inside the boot. That way I can slam this thing to the ground, keep it as low as possible. Now a lot of work's been put into this, many hours to make this thing happen. But when the motor went in, you can see the steering rack is down there, really close. Where are you, steering rack? Oh, there's the buckle there for it. There we go. Steering's down there. Oil filter wouldn't fit where it was, so I had to go oil filter relocation kit. Custom sump, had to make a sump. Had to make a lot of little stuff. The oil, water, obviously underneath, inside here. Had to do all the custom water pipes because the water that used to go to the heater and back is no longer. Had to make up a little custom little flange for this water, the water outlet. Yep, that's that. Make a little bracket up for the actuator because the turbo's been clocked, so I couldn't use the original positions. Custom made dump pipe. Keep in mind, guys, I've done all this myself, everything. You know, I've welded these pipes. I've linished them back. You know, obviously these ones need to be linished still as well. Linished them back, made them look nice and neat. I will be polishing them up again when the car's all finished, or as it gets closer to finished. But yeah, that's a bit later. We just got to get the little stuff out of the way first to get this thing actually running and working. Aftermarket plenum, G-ready copy. You know, look, there's been a lot of talk about these. A lot of people told me, you know, don't buy them. The fuel rail doesn't fit. Look, it does. I had no problem. I bolted this thing straight up. Hasn't leaked. Done a leak down test. Had no problems there. All the injectors bolted in nicely. All in line. I did have to modify the screw hole here. Had to enlarge it a bit. And here, they didn't line up. But other than that, look, you can see. Oh, looking at this, you can see that one's slightly off center. But all the rest of them are sweet as, and they've pushed down. They're tight. It's been leak tested. It's working fine. Exhaust just dumps out at the bottom at the moment. You know, I've still got a lot of wiring to do. I haven't got the fans wired up yet. Yeah, I've still got all my headlights, all the car wiring as such. It's all there. It just needs to be. Everything needs to be wired up properly and connected and stuff. As I said, I am working on the innovative LC1 wideband. Wiring that in. I'm going to do a full video on that, explaining exactly what I've done and how I wired it. You know, there's a lot of people online asking about these tutorials on how to install the wideband. I've got a bit of trouble at the moment. It's not connecting by the serial port, so I can't log it on my laptop, but I can view it on the gauge. So look, let's I'll get to that one. If there's anything else you guys want to know, look, I've converted the hub to 4-stud. I've upgraded the brakes in there. You can't really see the brakes, but they're all slotted discs, metal pads, drilled and slotted. On the back, you know, hey, this is an R31 diff. It's got 411s. I did put a lock right locker in it, so it will free wheel when I do a full like U-turn. Not like a welded lock diff, but when you obviously put the power down, the locker kicks in and two wheels engages. Not like a clutch though, using dog teeth basically. So that's that. Now look, if I get down low, I can show you a bit about the suspension. So you can see we've got coil, the 4-link setup going in here. Sorry, Jack's in the way because I'm working out ride height at the moment. Now look, these all get, although the diff is a Nissan diff, I've used all the original mounting positions
from where the what are they called? The leaf springs, where the leaf springs were mounted from. So right up the front there, that was a leaf spring position. Up the top here, that was probably where the dampener was originally mounted to, but I've made bracket work up to make that actually fit. Now look, again, get on my blog, have a look, because I've got heaps of photos of this stuff as well, of the diff out, the diff getting welded up, shortened, axle shortened. Yeah, a lot of time has gone into that diff. It's still got a lot of work to do on it, getting this cantilever rear suspension done. It does have the Nissan 5-speed gearbox in it. I do have to do some work here. Look, the shifter is further back. You know, I could have mounted this motor a bit further forward. I could have also mounted this motor a bit higher. It probably would have been a lot less hassle as well, but I just wanted to keep it low and as far back as possible. You know, it's obviously better for the car, the lower the motor is. I did make the sump a little bit too big. And you can see that that is actually hanging out the bottom. Ignore that black hose, that's a temporary radiator hose. I wanted to get the car running, so I just ran the hose down through here. That's fine. Now, yes, the sump leaks like crap. Now, the reason it leaked was because when I welded it, I didn't have it bolted down. So the top flange actually warped. Bit of a bummer. But look, I'm gonna take that apart. I'm not gonna pull the motor out. I'm actually gonna pull the front subframe out, drop all the wheels and the front cross member, and access the sump that way. Because look, I've got it in now, it's running, so I'm gonna leave it at that. What else can I tell you about this, guys? Planning to have about 260 at the wheels. Probably end up with more in the future. That's just to get the car reliable and running. I got heaps of documentation. Not a lot of documentation on the motor going in, but a lot on the fab work of getting the motor in, like all the engine mounts, you know, all that stuff. Yeah, so yeah, feel free, check out my blog. I'll put a link to my blog as well. Now look, I'm gonna start uploading some regular videos now. I'm gonna move to YouTube more than blogging, and document my stuff by video. I can put up some edits of the wiring harness for a SR20 conversion, how to do it. I've got some videos on that, so if you want to see that, let me know. What else is there you guys would like to see? You want to hear it running? All right, let's do this. Let's get this thing running. You ready for this? Maybe you're not going to hear it running. Nope. Okay. Probably because I haven't got my O2 sensor in, actually. Just thinking about that. Probably not going to like not running with an O2 sensor. But hey, look, I'm going to edit and show you what the motor looks like when it's running. Give it a few revs, get some wastegate going. Haven't got blow-off valve on it yet. Still gonna need to do that. No rush for that. Got some more important things to do. But yeah, look, hit me up. Tell me what you guys would like to see. And yeah, I'll put it up for you. Got any questions, let me know. Anyone else doing something similar, doing a conversion, want some information? Yeah, let me know, both. More than happy to help you guys out. All right, see you the next one. Cheers.